Peace, what's going down? It's DJ Pain 1. Generally, I make beat breakdown videos for tracks that I've produced for pretty major or at least well-known independent artists. But this time around, I'm going to break a beat down that I produced for artists from my area. And you know, the track is pretty simple, such that I can break it down pretty quickly on video for you. It's a slower beat, but it has a lot of momentum behind it. It's 60 beats per minute. I don't ever work in double time. Some people would call this 120, but when you count the snares, you can tell that it's actually, in fact, 60 beats per minute. So anyway, the basis to this track is this orchestral loop. It's actually from a metal song. And you can hear the chops. It's a 2-measure loop. So this is normally how I deal with loops. I have a 2-measure loop going and an 8-measure progression overall. And then on the 7th measure, I change things up a little to keep it interesting. So here's the 7th measure going into the downbeat of the next 8-bar section. Right back into the loop. And then to make it a little more interesting, I added this string run. And the basis for that is just a staccato string sound. I happen to use Hypersonic for this one. I just layered 5 different string voices. But you can find staccato string sounds in nearly any VST that you use. And I just played an ascending line here. This is the main part. And then here's a trick. I'm just going to give away a secret. This harmony that you hear is just me layering the exact same ascending string line over itself a measure later. So try that out. It works sometimes, a lot of the times. So now I have a more dynamic intro leading into where the drums actually drop in with this strings run. So check this out. It's a lot more dramatic. I also have a live sounding, but I played it with the keyboard. It's not real live bass, but it sounds live. Right at the beginning, in the intro before the drums drop in. Here's what it sounds like by itself. And that bass line actually never comes in again at any point in the song. It's just to add a different texture and dynamic to the intro. So now once the drums drop, it's mostly percussion that I added, but there are some other tricks that I use to make this beat sound as full as it possibly can. One of those tricks is adding this super low piano note. And it's just the bass note, but it fills in a lower frequency without conflicting with the sub bass. So here's the sub bass played along with that piano note. What else? Then I mess with the piano and add a higher line. Because up until that point, the pace was a little slow. So now when you add these 16th notes on top of this string line, which is quarter notes. So now I've added an instrument on top of that quarter note based strings loop that's playing 4 times as fast. That picks the pace up a little bit. I usually do that in the B section of either a chorus or a verse to keep things interesting for the listener, and to also change the cadence of whoever is rapping or singing over the track. I have a low harmony as well with the piano. I like to layer harmonies, especially when you're doing one of these single note melodies, not chords. Back to quarter notes. This is how it sounds with all elements in. And then my fake electric guitar, 16th notes again, just to pick the pace up. And I add so many elements here because I've completely dropped away the strings loop, which occupies most of the sonic space. It's good to have dynamics in your track. You don't want to have just a 4-bar or 8-bar loop going throughout the whole thing. It gets boring after a while. As far as the drums go, these are pretty self-explanatory. I love using this kick. And I make a lot of drum kits, as you know. You can check a lot of them out. A lot of them are free, www.djpayne1.info. And whenever I make these kits, I try to make sure that the kick penetrates the mix. So it has the low end, but it also has some mid-range punch. Even if you don't have a strong speaker or subwoofer that allows for those low ends to really shine, you can still hear that kick punching through the mix. But this kick isn't from one of my kits. It's from the Boy Wonder kit, the second version. The name of the kick is Boy Wonder Kick 4. If you need a kick that really penetrates the mix and that you can layer with a sub bass or what a lot of people call 808s, then believe me, this is the kick you want to use. And then I layered this sub bass over it. I don't know if you can hear it, it's pretty low, but what I did to make sure that the kick and the sub bass don't fight with each other and phase each other out, because they both have these low frequencies, is I inverted the phase on the sub kick, and I don't know how different DAWs handle phase inversion, but there are plugins out there that allow you to do that. I'll play the drums by themselves. This is what they sound like. And the hi-hats are sparse in the part A, but in the part B, I add some 16th note triplets. That picks the pace up. I have some triplets in the part A as well. Let me see if I can find those. Right there. So I just add more triplets, and these hi-hats are a little higher pitched. So those are some of the top secret tricks I use to make my beats sound full, hard-hitting, and as complete as possible. Check out the J-Time record. The name of the song is Get Away, music video coming soon. My name is DJ Payne 1. I'm out. Peace.